We all know it normally takes 96 days to rear a calf to target weaning weight. Recently, we talked to farmers all over New Zealand about their results from Queen of Calves to see if their growth rates matched what Massey University had scientifically proven in their 7-year research project.
It's always been something that's been in the back of my mind. I've been a little bit of a sceptic, to be honest.
Yeah, earlier on I was a bit of a sceptic, I must admit, but I got proved wrong towards the end, and as I'm very happy the way it's turned out.
When we went to cart them, we couldn't fit as many calves on the trailer as normal.
Yeah, they were heavier than what they looked, definitely.
2-tonne trailer normally get 15 calves on them, we could only get sort of like 12.
There's definitely something in the Queen of Calves that produces a leaner, framier, heavy calf.
The biggest difference for me was they never chased me out of the paddock. I could drive off and they'd just stand there and they'd be satisfied. It was really nice to see.
Oh, they weaned so easy. They were just very settled, very calm, no check at all. They just blossomed.
The vet wouldn't like you, wouldn't be coming to visit a lot.
No, we didn't have to get the vet to any calves this year. Anything that had Queen of Calves, we didn't have sick animals.
So let's look at the test results from several trials at one of the world's leading agricultural universities. The control sample growth rate averaged 635 grams a day and took 82 days to reach target. Animals on an identical diet, but with Queen of Calves added to the milk, took only 74 days because each fortnight they grew an extra kilogram. The data collected from 125 farmers who used weigh scales to wean verified the Massey study, with the average time frame being 73.3 days. But let's put this in a commercial context. Most of New Zealand's herd replacements are fed 5 litres a day and take 96 days to hit target. Just comparing the feed costs, calves raised under this system are costing about $23 more compared to a Queen of Calves program. Lance Oliver ran a comparison. He raised the heifers on Queen of Calves but kept the bulls on the old system. He thought the heifers weren't quite ready for weaning, but when he weighed them, they had all exceeded the target.
Went and got the bull mob, which had more milk, were glossy, and I thought, I'm going to wean most of this mob today. To the naked eye, they looked heavier. When I got them in, I couldn't find a calf over 90 kilos, so my target for those bulls was 95 and then continue on meal till over 100. And we didn't wean any that day, and to the naked eye I would have thought they were the heavier mob.
Ian Douglas runs a 3,000 cow enterprise.
It's kind of a case of we've got to that scale, how do we make sure that our asset as a share milker is of the best quality possible?
Okay. And thought, hey, Queen of Calves might be one of those options.
Well, we're driving aiming now for a high BW quality cow that we can sell the extras out of, and when you're chasing purely numbers, every cost point counts.
Ian ran a comparison and was surprised to see how poorly the untreated cattle performed.
To give you an example, against the beefies that were also weaned cold turkey at the same time 3 weeks ago, weighed again yesterday. The beefies are done between 0.3 and 0.7, and the Queen of Calves replacements were 0.9 to a kilo.
So this is the first year we've actually used scales, and so we were quite surprised how well they weighed, especially when we compared it with the weigh band. They were weighing actually about 10% heavier than what the weigh band was telling us.
Andrew and Sarah Carr milk 1,000 cows in Canterbury and were surprised to wean 100 calves at Christchurch Show Weekend instead of the typical Labour Weekend benchmark.
You've weaned 3 weeks earlier and you've saved 2 litres a calf. About 2 litres a calf per day.
Definitely.
So, that's significant.
They sent 77,000 litres of milk for processing, which in previous years would have been fed to calves. They reduced their total calf rearing bill by $18,000, and that included the cost of Queen of Calves. Charlie Martin couldn't believe weaning could be done in such a short time frame.
So on the traditional program, what sort of number of days do you think you were achieving your target weights?
It will be pushing out to that 100 if not more.
Okay, so you've reduced your time frame by, say, 30 days.
Yes, that's right.
Plus also reduced your milk volume that you're feeding your calves as well.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay, so you've got to be pleased with that.
Oh, definitely.
His 45 calves took 76 days, 26 days less than usual, saving almost $4,000 in total feed costs, and he had an extra 14,400 litres of milk in the vat.
They were gaining weight, tenfolds more than what they were last season. So I recorded, some of them were doing over a kilo a day, gaining.
Amanda Hewson saved 26 days, 51,000 litres of milk, and reduced her total calf rearing bill by $17,500.
Before using Queen of Calves, when would you have normally weaned your calves? How many weeks?
Between 14 and 15 weeks.
Yeah.
14 weeks is awesome for us. But yeah, generally the longer side of that.
And about how many litres of milk would you have been feeding?
They were getting anywhere between 3.5 litres twice a day. We used to run an ad-lib system, so it was pour it in, walk away.
7 or 8 litres?
Yeah. So, and then at night time we'd go and top it up again.
Did you take note of how many days it took you to get to your target weaning weight?
Well,
and
we're
what was your weight?
In the mid-70s.
The planned start of calving was the 11th of July, and we had 78% of the calves weaned by the last week of October.
Queen of Calves has taken 3 weeks out of Carol Booth's calf rearing schedule.
But normally we were 100 and now we're down to about 78.
And it's producing top-performing dairy cattle. This West Otago farm has had so much rapid early growth from Queen of Calves that the heifers have achieved mating status as yearlings, which puts them 3 months ahead of the curve.
It's got to be the Queen of Calves really, they won't be big enough otherwise. The thing is we didn't know if they'd milk, because they've got to milk that 2 months later as well really.
Right.
Because they've calved in May,
Yes.
and next time they'll calve July, so they have to go milk that little bit longer.
Right.
And at the minute they're still, we thought we'd be having some drying off by now, but they're still milking just as good as the cows nearly.
Are you saying there's something different about the udder?
They don't get that tightness, because they kick because they're so tight and sore.
Yes.
And you don't get any of that. From the year before was my first year, and that was no Queen of Calves.
Yep.
And the difference between that and the next ones on Queen of Calves, they're just all, I won't say, you can't say they're all perfect, but they're close to it.
If you want to build a superior herd, then this is where it starts. You need to talk to someone about getting on the Queen of Calves program.
Very impressed.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very impressed.
Yes.
Hubby said the other day in the yard, he said we've never had calves looking this good.